Do you prefer these? Or these? Hello everyone, Outer Galaxy Man here. We're broadcasting in broad daylight. A change of pace for the OG man. Let's see what the ice looks like, the dreaded ice that we've been trying to negotiate in our way for the past few days and nights. The ice is still thick and dangerous. A treacherous prospect, but let's try. Not sure I want to put my foot out on that. Something a bit different for you today. Let's look at some cheap cigars. Look at the ice table. This is how the people of the North Country picnic on a pleasant day. Alright, what do we have here? The Drew Estate Factory Smokes line of cheap cigars. They cost around $2.50 a stick. A great bargain, and all of their lines in this series are quite good for the price. This is the sun-grown Toro size. In my opinion, this is the best of the line. It has a unique sort of sun-dried tomato maplewood flavor, and they're not flavored cigars. This is naturally fermented tobacco, as God intended, of course. Now what you're seeing here is the actual stick in its plastic cellophane. However, due to the temperature outside, I will typically cut these in half because you don't want to spend too much time out here. Plus, you need about an hour or more to smoke one of these, and you don't want to be out in 30, 20 degrees and such, smoking for an hour. So that's what they look like, $2.50. You can't beat it. It's the best bargain smoke that I know of, and I've tried probably all of them at this point. I would say they compare to a $10 to $15 stick, honestly. So we're going to take the band off this one. Now typically I would usually cut them in half with this larger cutter, and usually cut the ends off with this smaller cutter, or if I have a smaller cigar, I'll use the smaller cutter entirely because the blade on that is better. This one's a bit blunt, and it's a function of size and the cheapness of the make of the cutter, of course. The glue is a bit of a problem on this band, I'm afraid. They put it on too tightly, and I've torn it. I've torn it because the glue has been too tightly put on. That will ruin the smoke. That will ruin it. Unbelievable. I normally don't have any problems with these. I'll have to put my finger over that in order to be able to smoke it. Oh well, let's try it anyway. I just cut the cap off the end. I was demonstrating that, and of course I did not hit the record button, so basically I just did that, and you got this little bit coming off, so there you go. It's a gangbusters of a video so far, don't you agree? Naturally, I was going to attempt to show you how we do it here at the Outer Galaxy Lounge with our cigars, but of course it's been nothing but a series of disasters. We breached the wrapper by taking the band off incorrectly. I did not film properly the removal of the cap, so naturally, so far, it's been an utter disaster, even perhaps worse than the ice catastrophe that we have suffered the last few nights. I hope you enjoy the holiday cheer mug full of black coffee that I've offered up here. Be careful with your matchbox. Don't have it too close to the flame. We're being buffeted with wind forces that are making lighting a bit of a challenge. At least I won't get COVID now. Oh, God. It's quite quite interesting. I'd never noticed before when you take too much of the smoke in from this thing. It's a bit like pot. It does have a potty type of flavor. Potty? Wait a minute, that's not quite right. Let's amend that, shall we? It has a pot-like flavor, that kind of bitterness. Very interesting, a bit of a seedy flavor there. I had not noticed that before. Perhaps they rolled a bonus bit of something in here, Black coffee. One's constant companion with a fine smoke. Let us partake of this potent potable, shall we? It's my special blend. Have I soiled the mask? Smoking quite nicely. There's a bit of a burn line issue there. It's off a bit, not terribly. This is not an uncommon problem. We can adjust that either by cutting this part here with our cutter or relighting that area. Usually that will fix the problem. I have to say that despite breaching the wrapper upon the removal of the band, it's still smoking all right. It's not leaking a lot of smoke out of the side. In fact, I don't see any leakage, so that, I think, bespeaks well of the construction of this baby. However, whoever put the band on here should be reprimanded. And I wouldn't do that. These are people in Nicaragua who are enduring enough as it is. I wouldn't reprimand them. I would give them a bonus. That's what I would do. I'd give them a bonus. Because you see, each one of these is a unique creation. Each cigar is as individual as a snowflake. And what you're going to get most of the time is quite good. Let's do a bit of a walkabout. But the ice presents a challenge we stout-hearted individuals can surmount. The early evening traffic, all those lost souls thinking they're going somewhere and getting nowhere, going back and forth to the same two destinations every day. This consists of a special blend that I've concocted based on necessity more than anything. But it is all black. No sugar, no cream, no whipped cream and all this nonsense that these children coffee drinkers put in their soda pop coffees. Not for the Outer Galaxy Man. The Outer Galaxy Man appreciates the magic of the bean. The rest of the video will have to be filmed in incognito mode, as my mask is broken and the band is broken off my ear. Watch the smoke as it disperses, as fleeting as life itself. Here but for a whisper of time, a blink of an eye, and all of those cliches. Let's try to even it out a bit, shall we? There you go. I know how you like to see people playing with fire. I've gotten used to burning my fingers. It's part of the game. The sun-grown Maduro is performing well overall, although it looks like a wreck. But the taste is fine, and that's all that matters. Temperature seems to have gone up a bit today. I think we're in the 40s. Very pleasant. And yet the ice endures because of the catastrophic nature of it, the thickness, the severity. Film recommendation of the day, Taxi Driver, 1976, with Robert De Niro, directed by Martin Scorsese. Give it another look-see to see how great the 70s cinema was. Travis Bickle is the one man I can point to as being perhaps less unhinged than myself. Oh, wait a minute, more. I got that backward. Look at the bits of ash upon the snow. There's something poetic about it. As you can see, the neighborhood has recovered quite nicely from the snow catastrophe. Sunny with blue skies in the middle of February 2022. Not by any means the prettiest of ashes, but considering that the wrapper was breached, not too terrible. Yeah, trying to look for some contrast and failing badly. There, that's better perhaps. This is the Drew Estate Factory Smokes line. Sun-grown Maduro. This is the Toro size, as I previously mentioned. It's a good one if you want to cut it in half, as I've done. And I've done it more successfully in the past, but just so you can see what we're dealing with here. There's the postman whizzing back around a second time in the afternoon. Or is it a third? How many post trucks are around here? The post never stops, because, God forbid, Jeff Bezos should miss out on another extra $2 of profit. Look at the mask, it's been defiled. Well, I suppose good coffee isn't a defilement. We'll have to give it some sort of proper burial, I suppose. Well, as you can see, it's tunneling quite a bit. Not surprising, given the issue we had with it, and it's starting to burn my fingers, so we're going to have to unfortunately let her go. One more toke, shall we? I must negotiate this. Hold on. That'll do. Let's go ahead and put her out. That's the Drew Estate Factory Smokes. Sun-grown line. I'll give it a 94 out of 100. 10-4, rubber ducky.